We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody to the October 17th meeting of the Lee Select Board. First order of business, approval of the open session minutes of October 3rd, 2023.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to public comment period. I'm shocked. Kathy?
Good evening. Kathy Hall, Lee Youth Commission and Open Space and Recreation Committee. The Lee Youth Commission's second Saturday kickball event was a success. Both parents and children participated from 5:30 to a little after 7 p.m. It was so much fun to watch. I just watch because I'm afraid of the ball. Our next second Saturday event will be Wacky Game Night, silly relay races, cup stacking, Simon Says, paper airplane runs, and some surprises. Stay tuned for more details. In other comments, the Open Space and Recreation Committee is hosting a public forum this Saturday, October 21st at 11 a.m. in the Lee High School auditorium. The discussion focus will be on the needs and goals for our parks, recreation areas, and natural resources. Please make every effort to attend. We need your input as we are preparing the Open Space and Recreation Plan, which affords the town state grants to help municipalities fund projects. Thank you.
Thank you. That's at 11 a.m.?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Kathy. I'm also on the Open Space Recreation Committee with Kathy, and so we're hoping to have a good turnout for Saturday, so see y'all there.
All right, moving on. General business. We have first the assessor's classification hearing.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sarah Navin, Board of Assessors for the Town of Lee. Here once again for the purposes of the classification hearing. This is to decide if the Town of Lee wants a 1 tax rate or a 2 tax rate. 1 tax rate would be residential and open space. Second tax rate would be commercial, industrial, and personal property. The Tyler values were approved on October 6th, 2023 by the Bureau of Local Assessments. The town values for this year were $1,341,481,921 total. The FY 2024 average single family home value is $383,584.13. With a total of 1,853 single-family homes. The total for single-family home values is $710,781,400. This is up from last year's FY23 valuation. Our average single-family home for FY23 was $345,403.69, and our average single-family home went up by 10. We had 1,843 last year. We're up by 10 houses, so a little bit of an increase. Our new construction added $6,897,200 in real estate, commercial, and industrial construction value, and our personal property added an additional $7,175,150 for a total new growth for FY24 at $14,000,000. $72,350. And that is also going to help lower the tax rate. I apologize, there's a misquote in there. That should be FY '24, not '23. Also, just wanted to let you know, the excess levy capacity for this year is $4,415,431.31. This is the difference between the tax levy and the amount of town raised and appropriated for FY 2024. Obviously, the Board of Assessors is going to ask for a single tax rate for FY '24. And that is the end of my spiel for this year.
Thank you.
If you guys want to, do you have any questions? Any discussion?
I
No?
have a question. Do you,
Yes.
is there a projected amount for new growth for this next year, especially with the Eagle Mill? You know, and I know that's not gonna be completed.
It won't
So-
be.
So I realize that may not be
We
considered.
haven't really
new growth.
anticipated
Okay.
anything as of yet, because we don't know how far along they're gonna be into the project.
Sure.
We're gonna pick it up as it goes forward.
Okay,
So
very
the
good.
projection will be a percentage complete moving forward.
Gotcha.
We don't know what that's gonna be yet.
Probably in
That makes
FY
sense.
'25.
Yeah, it'll be for FY '25,
Sure.
yeah, so
Thanks.
I'll have it for you this time next year.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Do we have to take any action on this about the single rate?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to accept the single rate, or
Yeah.
if you don't like that idea, then we could always tax
could do a split
commercial
rate.
differently, but we've never, not as far back as I can remember in
No.
history, we've never done a split rate, we've always done a single rate. Yeah.
And right now, as it sits, the rates are the same.
Correct.
Yeah.
We
I don't-
we can't really go back once we do it, right?
No,
If we were to
we
split.
cannot.
I don't,
Right,
yeah,
I get that. Yeah.
I don't see a reason to
No?
do a split rate, so I would make a motion that we accept the Board of Assessors recommendation for a single rate between the two tax rates.
Okay. I'll second it.
Do you have any further discussion? Anybody? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Your
Sarah.
job is done.
Thank you.
Good work.
All right, moving on,
It's a lot of numbers.
we've got 4 gas permits.
Mr. Chairman, I had reviewed these earlier, and I don't have any problem with any of them. I don't know if I could do them as one unit, or if you want to do them individually.
Yeah, I'm fine with
You're good with that, John?
passing them all together.
Well, then I would make having reviewed them all and noticed the sign-offs, I would make a motion to approve 110 Marble Street and install a test station, 63 to 65 Center Street to install a test station, 72 to 74 Columbia Street to install a test station, and 88 West Park Street to retire a gas service and allow the chair to sign.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on. To authorize the board to, the elimination of an administrative rest of river monetary fund, which, for a little background, we thought that, a couple months ago, we thought that the rest of the river was going to try to continue doing oversight on the proposed UDF or whatever. Has been a change of heart. We were going to withdraw from rest of the river, but then decided to stay in long enough to expedite the elimination of the monetary fund and to see that the town of Lee gets the funds owed to it from the agreement. So I'd entertain a motion to authorize the elimination of that fund.
Sure, Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion, I'll just read the motion that we have here. Pursuant to the, I move pursuant to the intergovernmental agreement, the Select Board and the Rest of River Municipal Committee authorize the elimination of an administrative Rest of River monetary fund of $1.5 million which was to be funded following receipt of the funds in the escrow account established pursuant to a February 2022 escrow agreement, and intended to pay for all legal, consulting, or other expenses, fees, or costs incurred by the Rest of River Committee in the administration, review, and legal work related to any revised permit issued by EPA for the remedial work in the Housatonic River.
I will second that motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. And we've got discussion of a purchase and sale agreement at 41 Railroad Street, which is B as in welding. I don't know if that's the formal name of the business, but yeah.
I think it is.
Chris, you want to?
Yeah, so this is a purchase and sale agreement for that property, which will be contiguous to the rest of the property that the town owns, where the DPW Araldi building is. We started to get information out about a proposed public safety building over the last couple of weeks. This is one section of property that would be utilized for that. So what we're asking for tonight is the select board to sign the purchase and sale agreement. It's already been signed by the seller. All of this agreement does make it contingent upon town meeting approval, of course, and a referendum if necessary, which will probably be, unless for some reason town meeting splits this off, it would go to town meeting and then referendum. But that's all in the purchase and sale agreement, so.
Mr. Chairman, to get it on the table, I'll make a motion that we sign off the purchase and sale agreement with the caveat that it has to be approved at town meeting pursuant and by election pursuant to the agreement itself, the language in the agreement.
I would second that.
I would just say that I think this is a good idea. We went down, we visited the property. It is contiguous to property already owned by the town. That area is, I guess, for lack of a better word, somewhat blighted. It needs some upgrading. There's been discussion of purchasing land for DPW, for fire, EMS. We're in kind of at a point of no return, and we either have to start repairing the existing infrastructure, which is probably not money well spent, but here's an opportunity to start anew. We've talked about deferred maintenance for a while now, and I think we need not defer it any longer, otherwise the costs are going to be through the roof, and it's going to be just a bad investment for the town. So this is a first step toward bringing it to the town at town meeting to see what's possible for all of us.
I think you're right. It's time. It's something we have to do as a community.
John?
I've got nothing further to add.
Okay, and with that, we've got we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No hand raised. Okay, and I don't have any topic that we could not reasonably anticipate. Gordon, Sean?
None.
No? Okay.
I would just say, I just wanted to give everybody an update of where we're at with the master plan committee. We met last night, discussed housing. We're getting really close to finalizing that portion of the document, as well as other portions, but that was one thing that we discussed yesterday. Really, I think the idea from most of the committee members, or the consensus, seems to be to make it a little easier for developers to use certain areas within the center of town, and I think do some infill and try to promote those sorts of housing developments rather than more branching to the outer parts of the town. Is really what we're all kind of talking about, and so we're cranking right along, and we're still going at 2 meetings a month, so And I'll just underscore Kathy's, again, we should, we're gonna have a public forum this Saturday, so love to see everybody there, 11 o'clock at the auditorium.
Very good. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Bob.
Moving on, Chris? What do you have for us tonight?
Yeah, so just an update, we are reaching out to some environmental firms for some technical consulting on behalf of the town of Lee for the PCB Rested River cleanup. So just letting the board know we're, we went out to kind of, started with a bigger, a larger number and kind of took out the companies that are already involved with it and so forth. And we've got it narrowed down to about 3 different places. I hope to have proposals to the board to look at in the next week or so. Any questions or?
No, I'll say that I've had a few people reach out to me saying, if we're gonna get a consultant, that their concern is that most of the consultants, or many of the consultants, have already been employed to some degree by GE, and it's a good business strategy, I suppose. But we should just be aware of any entanglements or any prior. And I know that Chris, you're being very proactive on that. So.
Yep, that's definitely one of the things that we're looking at there. So.
Right. Very good. Anything else?
That's all I have for now.
Okay. Well, then our next regular meeting will be right here on November 7th, 2023 at 7 p.m. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.